Ultimate Wolverine is finally slashing his way into the spotlight. Could this be on 2025's bestseller list, or will it fall flat? Meanwhile, The New Gods, #2, drops a cosmic bombshell. The great power has awakened, and the universe may never be the same. And the Horizon Experiment, Finders Keepers #1, introduces us to a Puerto Rican reverse Indiana Jones. Action adventure with heart. Wepa. Don't miss the breakdown. All coming up next on New Comic Book Days Fresh Picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
This week, New Comic Books. Ooh, January 15th is New Comic Book Day. You can see about the picture that we have right there. It's going to be a big book. There's no denying. The real question is, will it outperform Absolute Batman? That's my question. Will it outsell? We'll find out. We'll find out some more information next week about the book, and we'll talk more about it in a bit. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about comics. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our boys at Superior Stands. I love Superior Stands. If you look over there, you see some of my comics are being utilized, and they're actually being. I have Superior Stands doing it, so go check them out. Go hit them up. They got IG. They're trying to hit a goal for IG, so definitely look out for them because they're good people over at Superior Stands. They got great stands. New comic book rundown for today. We got 68 comic books that are currently being recorded. This information is coming by way of cover price. 253 are variant editions, while we have 12 new #1s and 7 new keys with 3 first appearances scheduled. That's all we know right now. As I mentioned before, that is a number that we could only assume. We cannot definitely know for sure until the books actually come out. So we have that. Our breakdown as far as publishers go: Marvel has 15 comics with 71 variants. DC has 13 comics with 47 variants. Image has 12 with 42 variants. Boom has 3 with 16. IDW has 2 with 3 variants. Dark Horse has 9 with 17 variants. Dynamite has 1 comic with 13 variants. You gotta love them for that.
Yeah.
Nothing from Mad Cave, nothing from Titans. And as far as the rest of the indie publishers, there are 13 that will be recorded with 44 variants. The source I utilize is cover price. A lot of people do utilize League of Comic Geeks. That's perfectly fine. I sense that the cover price list is a little more accurate than League of Comic Geeks, so I usually go with them. Key issue to watch: Ultimate Wolverine #1. No denying about this book. This book is going to be big, especially if the story is good.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
I would definitely say, personally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an A cover, which I've already ordered all these. They should be waiting for me on Wednesday.
Mhm.
But key that I thought of is, I was thinking back to Miles, is I will pick up at least one cover that shows his whole face, just in case.
Yeah. So there's the cover A. There's also some variants. I can't remember the name of the artist that did the cover B, the second one that you see in the middle there. But Lee Bergamino did 2 covers. It's this one. This is the Virgin. This is the 1-in-100 version variant, which I think is gorgeous. There's also a trade dress version. I think that's still cover price. It's worth noting that even though the book is called Ultimate Wolverine, he's being named as the Winter Soldier. He's going by the name Winter Soldier because the mutants are now part of the Soviet. The Maker made it so that Colossus is a villain here, and he's responsible for controlling the mutants, and he's a killing machine. This version of Wolverine is a killing machine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to reading.
There's going to be a lot to discover, and when we read this for the first time, as to where this character's from, all that stuff, and what exactly he is, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to get my copy tomorrow. I can't wait to see it. I know some people might already have copies already. I can't wait to see what this looks like because I'm super stoked. I might have a preview stored somewhere that I'm gonna double check to see. I have access to some previews. They never give us the full book, but I get previews. I can't wait to see it. This could be the highest selling book of the year, unless there's something else that comes out. But I cannot possibly see another book that could be bigger than this one.
It's going to be big,
Mhm.
and we'll see multiple printings, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I'm like you. I ordered multiple copies.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely gonna be something I'm gonna have. Another key to watch that a lot of people are not that familiar with is Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum. Uh, for those of you who don't know, the Green Lantern series been concluded. They're gonna relaunch it, of course, like they always do. But this is the start of a new storyline, which features the fractal lanterns that being manifested uncontrolled parts of emotional spectrum. So I guess you could say lanterns that have schizophrenia.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really digging that cover though, so I might pick it up just for that. Like, I really like that design.
Yeah. So that you got that's cover A and cover B is the version, of course. But there's also cover B actually is the Steven Segovia. That's the one in the center. That's a beautiful cover. Mhm. But I'm gonna pick this one up. I'm interested in reading this story and see how it turns out. Another book, Rogue the Savage Land #1. Um, you have cover A. You also have Adam Hughes did a cover. J. Scott Campbell also have a cover. In fact, that J. Scott Campbell cover is a 1 in 100. It's a 5-issue limited series that will explore the time between Uncanny X-Men 269 and 274 back in 1981. While Rogue was in the Savage Land with Magneto as the X-Men were engaged in the extinction agenda. I think that's 1991 as opposed to 81. But
Yeah.
I actually didn't write that. Someone else wrote that. So, I can't say anything towards this. Let's see here. But I want you to let you know who is thinking about this book.
Ah,
I'm looking through your mind's eye.
Just saying.
this is definitely going to be cover by for me because I really don't think that in 4 issues or 5 issues that I hope to be proven wrong, but usually these stories, nothing game changing or anything comes out of them. It's going to maybe be a good story, hopefully have some good covers, which clearly it does, but really that'll be it for
Yeah,
me.
this is the type of story that I would see in like a Marvel Comics Presents or something like that. It's a limited series. They want to take a little part because they know this version of Rogue is popular. They like the look, of course. She's sexy. She looks awesome, right?
Yeah.
But just how I felt with Magic, I feel the same way with this one. I feel like this is simply cover buys. They're gonna have 101 different types of exclusives of this book. I'm sorry, it could be a great story. I don't think it's worth it if that means
Yeah.
something.
Go back and search for I think it's 277, Uncanny X-Men 277, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's the Savage Land cover, or yeah, maybe, or in those numbers there, whichever one it is that is the Rogue cover. If you
Mhm.
want to buy a book that might have some value, that's the one you want to pick.
Well, that book did make the list because of this book.
Yeah.
So there you have it. It's one of those books that I think when you see it at the end, you might just pick it up because you go, damn it, I just want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, this is a book that's worth picking up, and that's New Gods #2. A great power has awakened, and the universe may never be the same. The cliffhanger that was left behind in the first issue, this is definitely worth reading. Ram V is doing a great story with the New Gods. There is definitely going to be a connection sooner or later with the Absolute Universe when it comes to this book.
Yeah. Well, and they had the little bit in the first one, which I'm surprised hasn't made that book change at all, like in value. But I am picking up I'm only getting one copy of this. I got a copy of the first. I'll pick this up too because I actually did like the story, so I'll keep getting it.
And I think that's going to take time. I think my personal thought is Ram V, everybody loves his writing. Like his work on Detective has been great. So he is a well-established, well-liked writer. He's not a writer that people go up and say, "Oh, I got to get this book."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not to discredit his work. And New Gods have never really performed in that level either. But New Gods always, they're Kirby creations, Dark Side, connection to Dark Side, of course, all that goes along. It's just for some reason they're like in this niche area
Yep.
where more people need to be reading New Gods comic books, but they just don't because
Yep.
they're kind of like they're in their own little world in some weird way.
Yeah, I agree.
But definitely worth picking up. You have a Walter Simonson cover as well, so that's a cool cover. All right. Keys to watch as well. Amazing Spider-Man 65 deaths. That is not a typo this time, guys. That is the numbering system of this book. And it's the end of the 8 deaths of Spider-Man storyline. And there's only 2 books. That shocked me even more.
Yeah. I'm surprised. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I thought he was on 3 or 4, so I thought he still had 3 or 4 left. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this.
Sure. They're ending the series and they're going to relaunch it. This is the last part. There's not much to say about it.
No.
G.I. Joe #3, Cobra hunts a venomous new ally. G.I. Joe's a fun book. Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, they've been doing a great job in the story. I love that Cobra cover.
Yeah, that's really good. So, Izzy, you've got to pick between the Ghost Machine universe and the Energon universe. Which one are you picking?
Sorry, I'm an Energon universe guy. Just can't help myself. Ghost Machine is good. They're great reads. Like all things, all good things come to an end sooner or later. And when that time comes, it'll be easy to pick up some Ghost Machine. Yeah.
The Energon has established, obviously, characters more so than the other one, but I'm enjoying both. Like I love all those series. G.I. Joe, Void Rivals, Transformers, all good.
Yeah. And, they're all part of this universe now, which makes them really good. Robert Kirkman's been killing it. Daniel Warren Johnson has been killing it. There hasn't been a bad issue yet, as far as I know. But yeah, if I had to pick, I had to pick the one that hits my nostalgia more than anything.
And I'm not a G.I. Joe person at all. I didn't grow up on it, so all these characters are pretty new to me for sure.
Yeah. So I grew up on both Transformers and G.I. Joe. I'm more familiar with Transformers properties than I am with G.I. Joe. Even though I watched G.I. Joe a lot when I was a kid, I don't remember it as much. Like, I remember the main characters, but I don't even remember Snake Eyes in the cartoon.
Yeah.
And I know Snake Eyes is a major part of G.I. Joe, but I don't remember. It just doesn't ring a bell. So let's go to our next book here, and that is Spirit of Vengeance #5. This is a possible first cameo appearance of the Spirit of Violence. But what's more important about this book is that it's going to be the first meeting of Ghost Rider 2099 and the Ghost Riders, Blaze and Ketch. That's worth picking up to me.
Oh, for sure. And this series so far has just been horrible. And I say that as a massive Ghost Rider fan. I love Danny Ketch, Robbie, Blaze, 2099. I love all of them, and this series is just like, can it please be over? So I was so happy to see that there's actually something good that's going to be happening in this, so that I can enjoy it. Hopefully,
yeah. That center cover is so nice. I don't know
Yeah.
about the Herbie cover, but
Herberine.
Wolverine. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there, but okay. So, and here's the indie pick of the week. It's Finders Keepers #1. This is coming out for Image Comics. Vita Alaya and Skylar Partridge bring you an action adventure tale following a Puerto Rican reverse Indiana Jones, a thief stealing from museums to return artifacts back to the native culture. When I saw this and I saw the concept, I said, okay, this person is an archaeologist who wants to put things back as opposed to taking them. And then you got me with Puerto Rican. So Finders Keepers #1 is the indie pick of the week. I look forward to this book. I might actually get a chance. I'll probably get a chance to read it.
Yeah, I'll flip through it and see, and if the art looks good, then I'll probably pick it up.
It definitely is promising. So those are your books of the week. Let's take a look at some covers, starting with Ultimate Wolverine, Gabrielle Del Auto, 1 in 50. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's nice. That is definitely nice.
I love that middle one. I wish that was a regular cover.
Yeah, the In-Hut Lee homage. It's a retailer exclusive, so you only get that from the retailers. Also, the big time collectibles, Miko Soyan of Ultimate Wolverine. That's a nice one. There's two versions. There's one with a trade dress as well. Slightly different colors as well. Batman Superman World's Finest 35. That's a Chris Samneen cover. I thought that was just cool looking. Just a cool Silver Age looking gold.
The lighting, the lighting of it is really neat.
So it's a great cover. Also, Action Comics 1082, the Tom Grummett. That's a name I haven't seen in a long time. 1 in 25. Just another classic homage right there.
Yeah.
And then we have Jenny Sparks #6 by Lyrics. Leslie Lee. It is what it is, but I said these are eye-catching variants, and that caught my eye.
Yeah. Yep.
So. And then we got some G.I. Joe covers, one by David Finch and the other one by David Nakayama. The 1 in 10 is a connecting cover. Check out the hips on that girl. I just noticed that, man. He made her chunky. Not that I'm complaining.
I think they call that thick. The kids these days.
I'm just saying. And David Finch, man, what can I say? And I love David Finch. So, and then that Image Comics Feral #9, Tony Fleece rocking the Silent Night Deadly Night. I think it's a little, late, but we can pick it up for next year.
Yep.
It's a cool cover. Feral 9. All right. We talked about this earlier when we were talking about the trending books. You think this Storm #4 Rivals cover is going to sell out?
I'm going to buy as many of them as the store is going to let.
Right. What about that Storm by David Nakayama?
Oh,
Western.
I'm in. I'll get that for sure.
And we talked about Rogue. What better Rogue Savage Land by Alex Lorenzo's 1 in 25. Holding Magneto, but let's be honest. We came to see the assets.
Yeah.
Oh, she's holding Magneto. Oh, I didn't notice that.
She's holding somebody? Didn't notice.
So, yeah. So, but that Rivals cover, that's so under order, I bet. So people are gonna pick that one up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And that completes the books for this week. Good books, not too heavy. It's actually not a heavy week, but there's some really good, solid books coming out this week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.